education is not solely about the teaching itself, but also about addressing broader aspects of education.
We must consider the diverse needs of our students. As 21st century educators, we need to develop multiple strategies to effectively support the unique talents and abilities of our students.
By tackling these issues outside and inside the classroom, we can create solutions that foster a conducive learning environment for teachers and students.
As pre-service teachers, we have experienced and observed first-hand pressing issues surrounding poor writing outcomes among junior and senior high school students.
These challenges are unavoidable, but as a facilitators of learning in an ever-advancing world, it is our responsibility to address ignorance and bridge the gaps in education.
Educators are tasked with thinking critically and creatively to address these challenges.
For senior educator, we should avoid relying on a single approach.
We are deeply passionate about improving the classroom environment and setup because our hearts are dedicated to teaching.
Our goal is to create opportunities for learners to acquire knowledge and skills that prepare them for life.
And now, let's proceed to worksheet number 2, which is entitled Making a Safe and Conducive Learning Environment. Creating a supportive learning environment plays a vital role in the teaching and learning process. This will help future teachers to create a safe and supportive learning environment by engaging in the classroom setting, exploring various teaching strategies, and enhancing student participation with such activities and the overall learning process.
The pre-service teachers identified practical classroom routines as suitable educational interventions for fostering a safe and supportive atmosphere and developed advanced learning strategies for establishing their own procedures. These aim to enhance the quality of teaching and learning of future educators.
When managing a classroom, it's essential to demonstrate respect, responsibility, and a sense of authority. Maintaining a clean and organized environment helps students feel at ease and promotes a positive learning atmosphere. Establishing a consistent routine is crucial. Be flexible and willing to make adjustments as needed.
To ensure that lessons resonate with every student, it is essential to communicate the importance of learning objectives clearly. Encourage students to reflect on the material, foster deeper understanding and personal connection.
Additionally, address diverse perspective, needs, and interests of your student to create an inclusive and engaging learning environment. Make sure to cater them all and foster good communication.
Safe and conducive learning environment is an important aspect to be considered for comfortable learning process. In line with this matter, a structure of a typical classroom is composed of white walls, with minimal decorations and an area for announcements, classroom rules, and important information.
The seating arrangements are also noticeable as it is directed to the board and television where the teachers present the lessons. In addition, most of the classroom we observe incorporate group seating arrangements or clusters to promote collaborative learning, especially in modern or progressive schools.
On the other hand, the students tend to communicate formally with their teachers using polite language and addressing them with respectful titles. As the teacher possesses some disciplinary rules, the students communicate with each other with their speech.
As a teacher, it is our priority to create a safety and conducive learning environment, establishing classroom rules that promote kindness, respect, and responsibility is essential.
Incorporating diverse learning sources that reflect various cultures, background, and learning styles ensures that every student feels seen and supported. All of this will contribute a significant role to keep the environment safe and conducive for every student.
Teaching is not just about delivering lessons. It's about creating an environment where every student feels safe, engaged, and inspired to learn. In our recent field study observation, we explored the heart of classroom management through a teacher's learning management plan, a roadmap for success in education.
During our field study observation, we focused on how the teacher organized her classroom environment. From classroom design to communication strategies, it was evident that every detail was intentional. The teacher emphasized creating a welcoming space with clear rules and routines that students followed effortlessly.
We also interviewed the teacher about her best practices. She highlighted the importance of consistency in rules, proper scheduling, and effective instructional techniques. She noted that involving students in creating some rules helps foster a sense of ownership and accountability.
Analyzing what we observed, we learned that a strong learning management plan is built on values like respect, inclusivity, and collaboration. The teacher's approach aligned with these ideals, creating a classroom that was both orderly and student-centered.
To judge the quality of classroom environment, we noted some key criteria. Are the students engaged? Do they feel safe? And most importantly, is learning happening effectively? The teacher met these standards, proving the meaningful effect of thoughtful classroom management.
If we were to design our classrooms, we would use elements we observed: vibrant, organized layouts with zones for group work and individual focus. We'd incorporate visual schedules and anchor charts to guide students. This design would foster collaboration, independence, and structure while promoting active learning.
For rules and procedures, we'd emphasize respect, responsibility, and readiness. Rules like raise your hand before speaking and respect each other ensure discipline, while procedures for safety such as regular drills and designated exit paths guarantee security.
To motivate the students, would implement a system of rewards like praises, certificates, or small incentives for exemplary behavior. For consequences, would focus on restorative practices, ensuring students understand and correct their mistakes in a supportive environment.
In conclusion, our field study taught us the importance of a well-crafted learning management plan by creating a structured, inclusive, and dynamic environment. We can guide our students toward behavioral, social, and academic success. As a future educator, we are inspired to apply these principles and create classrooms where every learner thrives.
Planning a lesson isn't just about preparing activities. It's about creating meaningful learning experiences. During our field study, we observed a teacher in action and analyzed lesson plans through structured activities. This wasn't just a task, it was a deep dive into the art of teaching and learning.
In our observation, we reviewed sample lesson plans provided by our mentor. We noticed that each format was detailed, highlighting clear objectives, engaging activities, and well-designed assessment. Each part of the lesson plan serves a purpose. Objectives guide the outcomes, strategies foster learning and assessment, ensure student progress aligned with the intended learning outcomes. The organization and core team made these plans effective tools for teaching.
From our analysis, we found that some parts of the lesson plan, like writing objectives, were easier because they had clear templates. However, designing engaging activities to match objectives was challenging. It required a creativity and alignment with student needs.
The teaching method in these plans varied, some using grade-based learning, others were more teacher-centered. The congruence between objectives, activities, and assessments ensured that student learning was cohesive and goal-driven.
Using what we learned, we created our own lesson plans based on the template format of the 7E model. We incorporated digital tools like online quizzes and multimedia resources to make learning more interactive and relevant for the 21st century learners.
We also crafted a 10-item quiz with a table of specifications, ensuring the alignment with the competencies we outlined. The experience enhanced our ability to connect planning, instruction, and assessment.
Writing our lesson plans wouldn't be accomplished without challenges. Some of us struggle with aligning activities to objectives or ensuring assessments measure the intended outcomes. We realized the importance of feedback in improving our job.
Moving forward, we'll address these challenges by seeking guidance from mentors and continuously revising our plans. This experience has strengthened our understanding of lesson planning and its role in effective teaching. Because lesson planning is more than a requirement. It's a commitment to our students' growth.
In this world where learning is a constant process, everything is evolving.
Student varies generation to generation, and diverse learners come to four corners of a single room.
A lesson is not easy. It comes with strategic planning and execution of different teaching aids.
Digital and non-digital teaching aids vary in their uses and appropriateness.
We, the future educators, will take you on our journey where how plans were all executed.
But before anything else, upon accomplishing this task, here are the goals to be aimed by us, future educators.
We must determine the appropriateness of teaching aids for teaching and learning.
We must identify the use and importance of various digital and non-digital teaching aids, and
we must promote the active participation of learners and teachers using various digital and non-digital teaching aids.
For an overview, student-centered teaching approach was utilized during our teaching demonstration. It comes with various activities to cater to learners' need and to have a fruitful learning session. Starting with the non-digital teaching aids, we utilize handmade charts or most utilized ones such as pull-up and down charts, flip charts, sequence charts, printed image, and 3D models. These teaching aids can be utilized even without electricity, which highlights the fact that traditional teaching aids are not yet superseded by digital teaching aids.
With the digital teaching aids, Microsoft PowerPoint presentation was the head of the line as it provides a basic and convenient way of presenting the lessons to the learners. It provides various templates as well. It serves both the teacher and learners an aesthetically pleasing digital visual aids during the class.
Overall, the various teaching aids being utilized, both digital and non-digital teaching aids, in the classroom serve their purposes.
The teaching aids utilized reflected the interest of students as they showed interest in the lesson, and in teaching aids contributed to the interactive session of the class.
Some difficulties were faced by some of us. Lack of classroom facilities such as no whiteboard to use and no HDMI jack to connect the laptop to the television. However, we surpassed these challenges and still managed to deliver an outstanding demonstration teaching.
Overall, the teaching aids, both digital and non-digital utilized, were all effective as these teaching aids made the process of learning more fun and easier.
If the learning process happens virtually, we must prioritize selecting stable and accessible platforms such as Zoom Meeting, Google Meet, and Microsoft Teams. This will allow students to join and interact in real time during live sessions. In terms of delivering the content or the lessons, we can make use of the PowerPoint, Canva, and videos on YouTube to keep the students' interest. There are also available online sites such as the Padlet, Kahoot, and Quizzes that would make quizzes and activities more engaging for the learners.
Since it's an online session, students must be encouraged to express themselves and share their ideas on how they apply their learnings to real-life situations, so that the learning process will be more relevant and meaningful for students. Overall, adapting to a virtual setting requires flexibility and creativity. Choosing the appropriate tools and strategies will ensure that students feel included and motivated through each lesson.
Bottom line, learning is indeed a continuous process. Learning is not only exclusive to the learners, but also for the growth and progress of teachers as well as the learners.
Teachers might as well need to learn from their lapses and actions to make better outcomes that will produce quality, holistic, and experienced learners.
To conclude, it is very clear that the aforementioned goals that we aimed at from the very beginning have now all been accomplished successfully and triumphantly. Through the unity and dedication that have been shared and contributed by all of the members, the accomplishment of this worksheet was never impossible.
Welcome to Field Study 2 Worksheet 6 entitled Grading System and DepEd School Forms. This worksheet focuses on learning and creating the DepEd school forms and the grading system. Attached to this worksheet were completed DepEd school forms that help students, teachers in determining their uses and purposes, as well as sample grade computation utilizing the DepEd assessment criteria through e-class record.
It is important to know the DepEd school forms and understand the grading system. These school forms are designed to help student teachers learn their purposes and how they are used, as well as to practice grade calculations based on DepEd assessment criteria using the e-class record.
School forms play a crucial role in managing student data, tracking academic performance, and ensuring accurate reporting. They help educators keep track of important details such as student attendance, academic progress, and other essential school-related information.
By mastering these forms, educators can work more effectively and stay organized in their teaching duties. School forms are important tools for recording academic information, student attendance, and personal data.
For example, FS1 is a class master list, which is essential to the school register, while FS2 track the daily attendance of students. FS3 keeps the records of textbooks that are issued and returned, and FS4 is a monthly learners movement and attendance.
Other forms include SF5, which reports on student promotion, and SF6, a summary of students' promotion status. There are also forms like SF7, which lists school personnel, and SF8, which tracks learners' basic health and nutrition profiles. SF9 is the progress report card, and SF10 contains the permanent academic records of students.
These forms are standardized, which means every school uses the same format to ensure consistency and accuracy in reporting. The accurate completion and proper management of these forms are essential for maintaining data integrity in the school system.
When forms are filled out correctly, it ensures that the student's information is consistent and up-to-date across different records. These forms are also helps in creating clear and accurate picture of a student's academic journey from enrollment to graduation.
Educators need to be familiar with these forms so that they can collect and organize information properly. The school relies on the accuracy of this form for reporting, tracking, and making decisions that affect student success. Mismanagement of this form can lead to confusion, delays, and error in record keeping.
If the educators understand the DepEd school forms, they will improve their ability to compute grades fairly and accurately using the DepEd assessment criteria. Understanding the grading system is vital for ensuring that all students are graded equitably based on their true performance.
Teachers can better apply the assessment criteria once they are familiar with the forms and the process of evaluating students. Additionally, knowing how to use these forms properly ensures that teachers can support students' teaching progress effectively.